Hello everyone and welcome back to my spooky week. Please ignore whatever's going on outside. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but like it's what? 9:18 at night and they're like sitting outside playing music or something. Ignore them if they continue. If not, whatever. So today I thought it would be fun to read some scary stories. I don't have a lot of like personal scary experiences, so I thought it would be nice to just read some either scary urban legends or just some creepy ghost experiences or creepy children, because children are creepy during Halloween. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so I got all of these off of Pinterest because I'm obsessed with Pinterest. Go follow me. It's down below. So yeah, I'm just gonna read some scary stories that are not my own. They're just on Pinterest. Okay, this one's called A Curious Warning. Last night, as I was sitting in my living room and watching a little TV before bed, I heard a strange noise. It was slow, drawn-out scraping across the hardwood floor. Confused, I searched for the source of the sound, and I found it immediately. Someone had slipped a small folded note under the door. What the? More curious than anything, I approached the note slowly. I knelt down cautiously and picked up the strange paper. On it were only 5 words, sprawled on in a crude, messy fashion. Get out. He is coming. I didn't pause to consider the meaning of the note. However, I immediately realized there was something very, very wrong with this situation. The note had come from under the closet door. Ooh, ooh. Well, girl, at least they're trying to warn you. They said get out. I think I'd get out. That's all I have to say. So this one is Grandfather Tim. Grandpa Tim was a bit of a recluse, as my family liked to say. He lived out in the middle of nowhere in an old house. But when he came around, everyone listened. No one argues or disobeys his commands, as strange as they were. For example, the time Tim convinced my Aunt Betty to purchase a life insurance policy to my Uncle Bill. Betty argued but gave in to Grandpa, who insisted on paying for the policy. 2 years later, Uncle Bill passed away from his sudden heart attack. Aunt Betty received a huge payout and helped Uncle Tim's wife with the funeral costs. You're going to realize that I'm really bad at reading. Sometimes his advice would be to get checked at the doctor, even if you weren't sick, and they would find a life-threatening tumor inside you. Other times, it would be to stay home from work on a certain day, and then you'd see 20-car pile up on the highway in the news. Grandpa Tim always knew exactly when to call. When Tim died, I inherited all of his possessions, including his house. The lawyer instructed me to check his mailbox for a letter Tim left me. I found myself opening a door in the basement and then almost fainting when I saw the endless cavern of hourglasses as far as the eye could see. The closest hourglass to the door had the names of my family members sketched on their bases. That's when I saw the sand in my parents' hourglass about to run out. I called them and told them not to get on the plane heading to Tim's funeral. The sand to their hourglass refilled. That is the most disturbing thing ever. That's scary. Imagine I would want someone like that in my life. They'd help me live. Okay, we'll read a couple more. This one is called The Staring Woman. A girl got on a train one night. She sat down opposite to this woman, who was sat between 2 men. She wasn't too bothered about them, except the fact that the woman seemed to be staring at her. But she couldn't quite see because the woman had her hood up. At the next step, a man got on the train and sat next to the girl. After about 5 minutes, the guy whispered to the girl, "Get off the next stop with me. It's important that you trust me." And the next stop, the girl got off the train with the man and watched the train speed by. The man then turned to the girl and said, "Thank God. I'm a doctor and that woman was dead." The 2 men beside her were holding her up. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing this at 9 o'clock at night. I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm the scaredy cat. There's a hair on it. Okay, Home Alone. Great. Just what I need. You are home alone and you hear on the news about my ears and my mirror scared me. You are home alone and you hear on the news about the profile of a murderer who is on the loose. You look out the sliding glass doors to your backyard and you notice a man standing in the snow. He fits the profile of the murderer exactly. He is smiling at you. You go up, picking up the phone to your right and dialing 911. You look back at the phone as you press the phone. You look back at the glass and you press the phone to your ear. Oh, and you notice he's much closer to you now. I can't do this. Then you drop the phone in shock. There's no footprints in the snow. It's his reflection. Oh, God. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Oh, no. Oh, that's so creepy. Why am I doing this to myself? Okay, we'll do a couple more. I'm gonna suck it up, okay. Such a scaredy cat. I'm good. Okay. Okay, this one has no title. Okay. I heard one. A father is laying in bed after just waking up. He grabs the baby monitor and walks to his desk in his office at home. He has his baby on the baby monitor and hears his wife singing to her. He cracks a smile as he hears his wife, "Go to sleep, go to sleep." When suddenly the front door opens and his wife comes in with groceries. Once again, no title. Mommy never told me to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy, so I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy when my mom yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mommy had never yelled at me before, and it made me sad, and I cried. Then Mommy told me never to go into the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better, so I didn't ask why the boy in the basement was making noises like a puppy, or why he had no hands or feet. But is Mommy like a bad person? Okay, let's do a woman survivalist and trained outdoors guide who loves to go solo camping returns home after 2 weeks of being in the bush and not seeing a single soul. Develops her disposable camera film and to find a roll of film with numerous pictures of her sleeping at night. On different nights, she has never gone camping or hiking since. That's creepy. My daughter woke me up around 11:50 last night. Once again, children are creepy and it's supposed to be a child. My wife and I had picked her up from her friend Sally's birthday party, brought her home, put her to bed. My wife went into the bedroom to read while I fell asleep watching the Braves game. "Daddy," she whispered, tugging my shirt sleeve, "guess how old I'm going to be next month?" "I don't know, beauty," I said as I slipped on my glasses. "How old?" And she held up 4 fingers. It is 7:30 now. My wife and I have been up with her for almost 8 hours. She still refuses to tell She refuses to tell us where she got them. Oh, they're not her fingers. Oh. Oh, that's creepy. Okay. I'll read 2 more. Last night, a friend rushed me out of the house to catch the opening act at a local bar's music night. After a few drinks, I realized my phone wasn't in my pocket. I used my friend's phone to call mine. After 2 winks, someone answered, gave out a low, raspy giggle, and hung up. They didn't answer again. I eventually gave it up and lost cause and headed home. I found my phone laying on my nightstand where I left it. I'm just not sleeping tonight, like at all. Okay. 1 more. Let's do Julia was a clever girl, and we're gonna end it. Julia knew she was smart. She was one of those clever children. The kind of child who figures out early that parents aren't all powerful and all-knowing. The first time she realized this was when she got scared. There had been a noise in her room coming from under her bed or from the closet. Julia ran down the hall crying, "Mommy, Daddy!" "What's wrong, honey?" "I, heard a monster." Julia gulped. She expected them to come for her or roll their eyes or get annoyed. Instead, they jumped up immediately and raced to her room, where they checked under her bed, inspected the closet, and tested the window lock. They poked, prodded, and scoured every inch. Julia caught on quickly. She knew what they were doing. By taking her fears seriously, they were showing their little girl that she was safe and loved. They had probably read about it in some book. But the lesson Julia learned was that she had the power. Therefore, waking her parents became a nightly event. Julia would scream and cry, and they would rush into her room, and Julia would hide her grin behind tears. But not once did they ever complain. One night, she could stand it no longer, and she burst out laughing when Daddy fell down while examining the light fixture, as if a monster could fit up there. "What's so funny?" he asked, rubbing his backside. "You," Julia smirked. "You always believe me." Daddy wasn't angry. He just looked at Mommy. "Once," he said quietly. "Just once. We didn't believe your brother." And Julia, an only child, did not sleep well that night. Neither would I. Oh God, that's disturbing. Yeah, because I don't know if I would do that every night unless I had like a specific reason to, or something in my mind told me to go check, or something happened to another child. I don't know. What do you guys think of these stories? Do you guys have any good scary stories? They don't have to be your own. Leave them in the comments if you do. Also, if you enjoyed this video or you're not gonna sleep tonight like me, give it a big old thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel because it will make me very, 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 very happy. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!